It's really that person specific.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Somebody can come into the program and be able to traverse it faster than someone else. But you know, the person that's traversing it faster than someone else serves essentially as a role model for the person that's not going at the same pace. It's really not about weighing it quantitatively or even necessarily qualitatively from an observer's viewpoint. It's subjective. So I think it's up to each individual and how they feel about the program.
Sure. What would you say, what's the future look like for you all? I mean, there's all sorts of talks. We were talking a little bit before about, you know, state policy. There's all kinds of things that affect the work that you do. What do you all see as the future for Caramore?
Well, I'm really
maybe more personally.
I'm really excited about Facebook. I mean, I think Facebook is great, and kind of what's going on with our website right now. I mean, we're really just trying to extend our tentacles out into the community and trying to be a little bit more progressive. We're actually getting a Nintendo Wii system into Caramore, which is going to be a lot of fun, knowing that we can connect that to the various different homes, maybe do some sports-related activities and stuff. And as far as you know, it's philosophically, I think what we're doing is we're kind of getting away from, again, we're trying to blur those demarcations and that delineation between who has an illness and who doesn't. I think it's worth recognizing and acknowledging so as to be able to deal with it appropriately, effectively, and accordingly for each individual. But I think in the end, we're all human beings.
Sure.
And when it really comes down to it, if I'm having a rough day, I know that I can call Eric and say, Eric, I'm having a rough day. And similar to that, Eric could give me a call and say, I'm having a rough day. So, go ahead.
I wanted to say, you know, we're extending those tentacles. Is that the metaphor?
Yeah.
We now have, as I guess almost a year. We have transportation at the homes, and so I have a good time every weekend. I take people out, and I'm hoping to go to that festival in Durham this weekend. I want to see if I can get any takers. But we go in movies, the mall.
Sure.
You know, take them to church. Take people to church. We have a lot more. We have a lot more we can do on the weekends now because of the transportation we've acquired recently.
That's great.
And Eric brings up a really good point talking about the transportation. Another thing that we've been doing, I think, that's very progressive is just like the diversity in the program. It's just fantastic. I mean, we have individuals of various different sexual orientations, race, creeds, religions, and so on and so forth, and we really embrace all of that. So, like we have a Muslim in the program right now. We make sure that he's able to go and attend services, go to mosque, you know. And so, like, we want to make sure that people are getting, you know, the things that are going to benefit them in the long run. And that's more than just, I mean, it's work. Again, it's everything. It's your spiritual life, too. And so I think progressively what we're saying is, like, again, let's get beyond this whole idea of keeping people at a distance, observing them, making sure that we can track their behaviors and alter them accordingly so that we feel better about ourselves as people working in the clinical community, instead saying like, hey, maybe this person has something to say, maybe I ought to listen.
Right. Well, I have to say one of my favorite movies in the world is Harvey. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. It's about a man who sees a 6-foot invisible rabbit. And it's made in the early 50s, and it's all about sort of Jimmy Stewart.
I've never seen it.
Jimmy Stewart. Yeah.
It reminds me of that because you know the whole question of, well, what is
and what is
what is reality, and how does this work, and who's right and who's wrong, and what you all are doing sounds like the smartest way to approach it, or maybe the most effective way to approach looking at individuals.
Right. Hopefully we won't even be having conversations like this. Maybe we can get beyond these narratives eventually and just stare in each other's eyes and recognize that there's another person there and that we are all judging each other all the time because of our own subjective impositions.
It must cost money to run this program.
Yes.
To have houses and transportation and support and staff. How do you do all this good work?
Well, a good percentage of our dollars come from vocational rehabilitation because we work in conjunction with them, and that's what I was talking about. Is when a person comes into the program, we start the job coaching. We work in conjunction with VR in order to achieve those things. Another portion of our money comes from state dollars, and then another portion comes from private donations and corporate contributions. As of right now, we're kind of starting up and getting it brewing an annual campaign that we hope to launch before too long. I don't have a definitive date on that. Sure. But on our website, you actually can leave donations if one would like to, and support our cause and what it is that we're trying to do. And what we're trying to do is, you know, create a larger and greater and happier family.
And you are a 501c3 nonprofit.
Indeed, yes. We're a not-for-profit, yes.
Any contributions, of course, are tax deductible.
Exactly right. That's very true. That's very true.
What do you think the future for you holds? What are your plans?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, I would like to get promoted, you know, to the job that I actually have got the degree for in the future, and I'd like to, I guess I'd like to get more involved in community things, and I happen to like the arts. I'd like to get involved with those more. I used to do it when I was younger.
Great.
I've had to let go of things
Sure.
as responsibilities, difficulties, and all that
Sure.
have come on. But I like to become more well-rounded in the community, and that's, you know.
That's great. Huh. Well, I encourage everyone out there to visit your website. There's a sort of wealth of knowledge on there. You can sort of see how the various tiers work. You give really nice examples of how you do your work.
Exactly.
And anything else, Jacob, you'd like to wrap up with?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know it may seem somewhat convoluted because there are so many things that we do. It's like trying to define life in 30 minutes. And so that would be farcical and absurd at best. But I do say that, you know, that ultimately that we really are a very distinctive program. And for individuals out there that are looking for a place to come where they'll feel accepted, that are currently encountering some of these challenges and have a diagnosis as defined, you know, by the state or by psychiatrists, I should say, then, you know, come to our program and we can look at the possibility of getting that individual or assisting that individual and providing the groundwork and the framework for them to be able to achieve the goals that they've set before themselves. And if they're unsure of what those goals are, then let's have a conversation and maybe we can realize what they are.
Well, and you working in the admissions area, you're a pretty relaxed guy, so I imagine folks could just call up and have a conversation and see if the program's right for them or
I'm extremely relaxed, you know. There's no problems at all. I know, everything's fine with the program. No, yeah, you're more
personable. Maybe that's the right.
No, that's fine. No, I'm kidding. No, it's perfectly fine. You know, give me a call and 967-3402. My extension is 100, and I'm more than willing to talk about the possibility of a family, a loved one, or someone that you know about that or even yourself, you know, that if you're thinking about the possibility of getting to a different place in your life and are encountering these difficulties, this might just be the catalyst and the impetus to make that change. And also, I'm always willing to learn more about myself. And so we're all essentially in a house of mirrors.
Sure.
Caramore is the house of mirrors, and we want to be able to learn more about who we are.
Well, Jacob Long, Eric Morse, I really appreciate you opening my eyes to what you all do, and I hope best of luck to you in the future here.
Well, thanks so much. Yeah, we appreciate you having us on.